Please remain quiet until your name is called. Everyone, please remain quiet until your name is called.
Señor Sánchez, quédese callado hasta que llamen su nombre, ¿ok?
Sí.
36 District Court is now in session.
Jesús José Reyes Sánchez.
Señor Sánchez, quédese callado hasta que ellos llamen su nombre, por favor.
Sí.
Quédese callado.
36 District Court is now in session with the Honorable Raeigen Evans presiding. While court's in session, there's no reading, talking, eating, sleeping, walking around, driving a car, smoking a cigarette, anything that will be dishonorable to the court. When your name is called, please give your full and undivided attention to the judge. Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Petway. We'll start with Jesus Reyes Sanchez. This is the People versus Jesus Reyes Sanchez. Ticket number SP 11-30478. Count 1, allowing unlicensed driver to drive. Count 2, no insurance misdemeanor. And count 3, drive unregistered or entitled vehicle. Good morning, please state your names for the record. Starting with the interpreter, Ms. Gialdi.
Yes, Maria Gialdi.
Can you raise your right hand, Ms. Gialdi? Do you swear or affirm to interpret English to Spanish and Spanish to English to the best of your ability?
I do.
You can put your hand down. Can you interpret what me calling the case, please?
Yes. La jueza llamó el caso contra Jesús José Reyes Sánchez. El número de caso es SP 11304781. Hay 3 cargos. Permitir que una persona sin licencia conduzca. Segundo cargo es no tener aseguranza. Y el tercero es no tener registración.
Good morning, Your Honor. Harry Bachman for the defendant.
Y se presentó el abogado Harry Hoffman a favor del acusado.
Sir, please state your name for the record.
Señor, diga su nombre completo para el registro. Tiene el micrófono apagado, prenda el micrófono y diga su nombre completo. Su micrófono está apagado. He's muted.
Bottom left-hand corner. So unmute yourself.
Right there. Can you hear me?
Sí.
Okay. Sí, dígame.
Diga su nombre completo.
Jesús José Reyes Sánchez.
Jesús José Reyes Sánchez.
Thank you, sir. Your Honor, the defendant has been made an offer from the prosecution that if he pleads guilty to one of the counts here, the other 2 counts will be dismissed today. It's also an agreement for a 90-day delayed sentence on his guilty plea. He's going to plead guilty now.
Ok. El acusado, la fiscalía le hizo una oferta que es que se declare responsable a uno de los cargos y también el acusado va a tomar eso y va a tener una sentencia dilatada de 90 días.
Sí.
Yes.
Right hand, Mr. Reyes Sanchez.
Levante la mano derecha, señor Reyes Sánchez.
Do you swear or affirm to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
¿Usted jura, afirma decir la verdad y nada más que la verdad?
Sí.
Yes.
You can put your hand down.
Baje la mano.
You've had an opportunity to speak to Mr. Bachman in private about your case and your rights.
¿Usted tuvo la oportunidad de hablar con el señor Bosman en privado sobre su caso y sobre sus derechos?
Sí.
Yes.
Has anyone threatened you, forced you, or promised you anything of value in exchange for your guilty plea today?
¿Alguien lo forzó, lo obligó, le prometió algo para que usted se declare culpable hoy?
No.
No.
You're pleading of your own free will.
¿Usted está declarando de su propia voluntad? ¿Se está declarando
No.
¿Usted se está declarando culpable siendo su propia voluntad?
Sí.
Yes.
You understand that by pleading guilty, you're waiving your right to trial?
¿Usted entiende que al declararse culpable renuncia a su derecho de juicio?
Sí.
Yes.
and knowing that you're waiving your right to trial, you still wish to continue with your guilty plea?
Y sabiendo que renuncia a su derecho de juicio, ¿usted todavía quiere declararse culpable hoy?
Sí.
Yes.
I'm going to direct your attention to the date of October 29, 2020 at 7:25 p.m.
Le va a llevar su atención a la noche 29 de octubre del año 2020 a las 7:25 p.m.
On that date and time, were you at or near
What happened?
Warren and Grand River in the city of Detroit?
Ese día, esa hora, ¿usted estaba cerca de la calle Grand River en la ciudad de Detroit?
Hágame la pregunta.
Can you repeat the question?
On October 29, 2020 at 7:25 p.m., were you at or near Warren and Grand River in the city of Detroit?
Si es día 29 de octubre del 2020 a las 7:25, usted estaba cerca de la calle Warren y Grand River en Detroit. ¿Sí o no?
I'm sorry.
No.
Let me rephrase that.
No.
Let me rephrase that.
Ok, espere que va a repetirlo de otra manera.
Okay, on that date and time, were you the owner of a 2005 Dodge vehicle?
En ese día, ¿usted era el dueño de un vehículo Dodge del 2005?
Sí.
Yes.
And did you allow an unlicensed driver to drive that vehicle?
¿Usted permitió que una persona sin licencia conduzca ese automóvil?
Sí.
Yes.
Satisfied, thank you, Your Honor.
Also satisfied. Do you stipulate to probable cause as to the remaining tickets to be dismissed?
Okay. ¿Están satisfechos y hay causa probable de que los otros dos tickets sean retirados?
Yes, so stipulated, thank you.
Y el abogado acepta eso.
Okay, so this is dismissed without prejudice and we'll proceed to sentencing.
I can barely hear you, Your Honor, I'm sorry.
They're dismissed without prejudice. We'll proceed to sentencing.
Ok, le retiro los otros dos casos y ahora va a proceder a sentencia.
Sí.
Yes.
So because this is a 3-month delayed sentence, you will have 3 months to pay the fine.
Esta es una sentencia atrasada. Usted va a tener 3 meses para pagar esta multa.
Which will be January 16th, 2023.
Y eso va a ser al 18 de enero del 2023.
You cannot have any, you can't receive any other tickets or any citations, so essentially, no further police contact.
No, usted no puede tener ningún ticket nuevo ni ningún problema con la policía, ningún contacto con la policía de aquí a ese momento.
Sí.
Right, so if you do that, if you pay the fine, no further police contact, then this will be dismissed off your record.
Y si usted paga la multa y no tiene ningún otro contacto con la policía, esto va a desaparecer de su registro.
Sí.
Yes.
All right. So again, your next date is January 17th at 8:35.
Okay, su próximo día de corte va a ser el 17 de enero a las 8:35 de la mañana.
Sí.
Process.
Yes.
Ms. Gialdi, were you on any other cases or was that? the-
No, that's all for me, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, ma'am.
Okay, ¿se puede desconectar, señor Sánchez?
Sí. Gracias.
Thank you.
Are you ready to die? I think so.
Sí.
chair with you. But I think we should.
Okay, Mr. Bachman, we're gonna call Mr. Wyrick's case. And then we'll finish it. All right, this is the people versus Keith. That is, Mr. Dye here? Mr. Kelly, you can bring him out. I believe he is in room. Is he here? Is
He
he-
died, yes. Damn.
Oh, I see him. He's in room 13.
Right.
I don't know if Mr. Wyrick might have to go get him. Doesn't like him coming out. Here he is. All right, Mr. Dye, turn your video on. This is the people versus Keith Dye, ticket number Z808331, count one, operating with high blood alcohol content. I think that's the count. And then ticket number P1201528, count one, refuse to submit to preliminary breath test. Please say your name for the record.
Tamika Horn appearing on behalf of the city of Detroit, P7030303. We also have one of our complaining officers, Officer Kegler. Would you please state your name for the record?
Good morning, Officer Deja Kegler, badge 4308, assigned to the 8th Precinct, Detroit Police Department.
All right, Mr. Wyrick.
Good morning, Your Honor. May it please the sound of record Jermaine Wyrick. My P number is 54352 on behalf of Keith Dye, who's also present via Zoom.
Guys, say your name, sir.
Keith Dye.
All right, the court just received a motion that Mr. Wyrick filed. It's my understanding that Ms. Horn received the motion last night. And I think there was in fact an order that was signed by Judge Martin Clark that I believe that all motions were to be filed by September 1st, was the date?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So I think there's first the issue of the timeliness of the motion, and Ms. Horn, you may proceed because I believe you're objecting to even hearing the motion because of that issue. So you may proceed.
That is correct, Your Honor. There was a scheduling order that was emailed sometime around April of 2022. I saw that scheduling order, which set out dates for motions and responses. And we are beyond that date. We are actually on the eve of trial, a jury trial. Mr. Wyrick has stated that he didn't receive that scheduling order, but I saw his name, Attorney Wyrick, under his email address, that it was in fact at least sent to him in April. The people object because of the timeliness. I mean, these are huge motions in the people's opinion. And at this date, I believe Mr. Wyrick has failed to timely file these motions. So we would object to adjourning of the jury trial, or even at the very least, hearing these motions as part of the trial.
Any response, Mr. Wyrick?
Yeah, to be very precise, we're not asking that the trial be adjourned. Quite frankly, the motions speak to trial issues. The first motion even speaks to a specific jury instruction where we're crossing. As Attorney Horn did state a few minutes ago, I just saw the scheduling order for the first time a few minutes ago when she actually emailed it to me this morning. By she, I mean Attorney Horn. I would agree there are huge motions because they involve the constitutional rights of my client, which are always relevant, which are always very well protected. and short of actually quote unquote being prejudiced, which I didn't hear Attorney Horn articulate at all, I would ask that the court entertain and make a decision.
Well, I mean, there is an issue of the timeliness of the motion. I mean, it doesn't even give Ms. Horn an opportunity to really even properly respond to the motion. So, and obviously it's not ideal to adjourn the jury trial to give Ms. Horn an opportunity to respond to the motion. So, I mean, the court is inclined to proceed with the jury trial. As far as the motions, I don't think they're timely.
And Your Honor, the people did not mention anything as to prejudice. I have not even had an opportunity to read them. Those motions came in at 7:55 p.m. on a Sunday night.
Why, even if you had not received the scheduling order, Mr. Wyrick, why did they so late?
I just by virtue of the fact in preparing for the trial, these are issues that came up during the course of me preparing for trial, Your Honor. Especially as it relates to the jury instruction.
And Your Honor, I haven't read anything. I just know I saw motions to suppress, and I responded to him immediately last night.
Well, I mean, the jury instruction is probably something that we can address when we come to that.
Yes.
That part.
And just as a professional courtesy, Mr. Wyrick, I've been knowing you for quite some time, and I just feel like there should be some consideration in communicating, even if it was just to communicate that you were going to file these motions. We don't even know if this is something that we could have stipulated to.
Well,
I don't know, because I don't know what's in the motions. I have
Okay.
an opportunity to sit down and read them.
All right, so, I mean, I briefly read it. So as far, I mean, I guess the jury instruction issue is possibly something that maybe, I don't know, if you and Ms. Horn discuss, or you guys can argue about it tomorrow, possibly. But as far as the motion to suppress blood analysis and dismiss charges, the court is not inclined to dismiss based on that because of the timeliness of the motion.
Okay.
It's just not really fair for the people. So we'll proceed with the trial.
okay.
All right. I think it's set for tomorrow at 1:30.
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor.
Was there anything further, Mr. Wyrick?
No, Your Honor. We'll see you tomorrow, 1:30.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Am I hang up?
I got kicked out.
Mr. Dye, you're excused. You can call your attorney.
Okay.
Hey, this is Mr. Davis. My other device had died.
I know Mr. Davis. Hold on.
Okay. Okay. I'm on a whole other device now.
Put your device on mute until your name is called.
All right, thank you.
And Mr. Boffman, I know we have a considerable amount of discussion, do we?
Yeah, we'll get to it.
Okay.
All of their answer about the state.
Yeah, she's. What case is that? Is it Roach? Oh, good morning. We're looking for the file that.
I sent you to she had-
Oh, you have it. What case are you here for, Ms. Cole? You're muted. You're muted.
These all have officers.
Marcus Robinson. I'm here on the Marcus Robinson matter. Maybe I was going to send over, email over an offer on that.
Yeah, I sent over a ticket on it. Yeah, we need an offer on it.
Mr. Bachman, who do you want to start with?
We can start with Mr. Marcus Robinson, Your Honor. We're ready. It's set for show cause.
What are we doing on that one?
We're asking for a waiver trial date, please and thank you. There's a genuine issue of fact here.
You don't want any type of offer on that?
Well, I could, you can make an offer. I did discuss what I know your offer of policy is with my client, and he's not gonna take
Okay.
it. Yeah, I wouldn't want to waste anybody's time going back
Okay.
and forth.
I
We
appreciate,
talked about it.
I appreciate that.
All right, this is the People versus Marcus Robinson. Ticket number N78637821. Count 1, transport open alcohol in motor vehicle. And is that the only two? Oh, okay, I think that's the only ticket. All right. Good morning. Please say your name for the record, starting with Ms. Cole.
Paula Cole on behalf of the people, P31888.
Morning, Your Honor. Harry Bachman, P55052 on behalf of the defendant. Mr. Robinson, please state your full name for the record.
Marcus Robinson.
Good morning, sir. Judge, we're here for show cause. The defendant inadvertently missed the last action date. As he appears here now, we would ask the court to accept a not guilty plea for a matter as an arraignment and set the matter for a waiver trial date, please and thank you.
All right, raise your right hand, Mr. Robinson. Do you swear or affirm to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Put your hand down. You understand you have the right to a jury trial?
Yes.
Has anyone threatened you, forced you, or promised you anything of value to waive your right to a jury trial?
No.
Do you understand that by having a bench trial, the court will be the fact finder?
Yes.
See, the court is going to continue your not guilty plea, set it for a bench trial date for November 18th at 9 o'clock. Did you have any questions?
No.
Okay, so you're all set, sir.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Ms. Cole.
Thank you.
Versus Kenneth Ray, ticket number P1251608. Count 1, failed to secure load. Warning, please say your names for the record, starting with Attorney Bachman.
Kenneth Ray Davis.
Thank you, Mr. Davis. Good morning, Your Honor. Harry Bachman for the defendant. Matter set for review. All fines and costs have been paid.
All right, the court will close out this matter, dismiss it with prejudice, as Mr. Davis has complied with the terms of the agreement, the plea agreement.
Thank you.
So you are all set, sir. Good luck to you.
Thank you very much. You have a great day.
You too, sir. Thank you. This is the People versus James Dabner, ticket number U633775522. Count 1, loitering in place of illegal occupation. Good morning. Please say your names for the record, starting with Attorney Bachman.
Good morning, Your Honor. Harry Bachman on behalf of the defendant. Sir, state your name for the record.
Unmute your device, Mr. Dabner. Unmute.
James Dabner.
Thank you. Judge, this matter is set for a trial without a complaining witness. I'm going to ask the court to consider a motion here to dismiss without prejudice.
10:00 and it's 10:57. No officers appeared. This matter is dismissed without prejudice. You are all set, Mr. Dabner. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Petway,
Thank you,
can
Mr.
you
Bachman.
bring in Akia Daniel and Daniel Dixon?
Dixon and Daniel, okay.
Wait, no, Daniel Dixon, no, never mind. So these officers are here. These officers are here. No, they're here. All right, never mind. Who else are you ready on, or you just want me to call any of them?
Everybody that's in the current session right now, let's go with Ms. Yvonne Donald. That'll be easy.
This is the people versus, is it Kevin or Kevon Donald? Ticket number 207-01463, count 1, no insurance misdemeanor. Good morning, please say your names for the record, starting with Attorney Bachman.
Good morning, Your Honor. Harry Bachman for the defendant. Sir, state your full name for the record.
Yvonne LaRon Donald, morning, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Donald. Judge, we're waiving a formal reading and standing mute. We're asking for a pretrial date. The defendant's going to come back in compliance.
All right, we'll set it for a pretrial date on November 8th. You don't want to just set it for a trial, or you want to set it for you don't want to just set it for a trial?
I mean, we could just set it for a trial if the court sees that. If it pleases the court, I think he's going to come back in compliance. So I would hope that we wouldn't have to bring the officer in for that.
Okay, we'll set it, you just set it for a pretrial, that's fine.
Understood.
So it'll be pretrial November 18th at 8:35.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Did you hear that, Mr. Donald?
Yes, thank you.
You all set. Judge, could we do Miss Gwendolyn Robinson next?
We are ready.
This is the PM. I had her up next. This is the people versus Gwendolyn Robinson, ticket number P1338470, count 1, driver and register or untitled vehicle, 2, driver's license never acquired, count 3, no insurance misdemeanor, ticket number SP 1087891, count 1, failed to display a valid operator's license, not on a person, and count 2, no insurance misdemeanor. Good morning, please say your name for the record, starting with Attorney Bachman.
Good morning, Harry Bachman for the defendant. Ma'am, state your full name for the record.
Gwendolyn Robinson.
Thank you. Judge, this is an arraignment, so we're asking that the court enter a not guilty plea for the defendant. We're asking for a pretrial date. This is another case where the defendant is very close to being in compliance today. And I'm quite certain that when she comes back, she will be in compliance.
Okay, so we'll set it for a pretrial for November 18th at 8:35.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You said November.
November 18th at 8:35.
Thank you.
Judge, could we do Mr. DuBose or Mr. Ragland next?
This is the people versus Dewan DuBose. Ticket number is Z808517. Count one. Operating with a high blood alcohol content. Good morning, please say your names for the record, starting with Attorney Bachman.
Morning, Harry Bachman on behalf of the defendant. State your name for the record, please.
Mr. DuBose, you're muted. Unmute yourself, sir. Look on the bottom left-hand corner, tap the screen. There should be a microphone. Tap that. Well, while Mr. DuBose is
Excuse me,
working on-
who did you call?
We didn't call you yet, Ms. Chancellor. Mr. DuBose, while he's working on that.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Okay, we can. All right, say your name, sir.
Dewan DuBose.
This matter is set for a final pre-trial because it's my understanding that Mr. DuBose still wants a jury trial. Are you appointed on this case, Mr. Bachman?
I am not, Your Honor. Might benefit Mr. DuBose to have appointed counsel. We did speak about that. We did speak about the nuances of the right to a jury trial and how that was affected currently by COVID. He's made a real intelligible decision here, so I would think that he'd be eligible for appointed counsel. The issue is that he works for Chrysler Judge every day. Is that right, Mr. DuBose?
Yes.
So what we're going to do is, Mr. Bachman, you're gonna need to interview him. What's your email address?
HRBESQ@Yahoo. I already have the form.
Oh, you do?
I
Okay.
do.
So we'll put him back in a breakout room and you can interview him for the form and we'll submit it to where it's supposed to go. And
Understood.
then I'm gonna set it for another 3 months, because I don't have any dates. So
I
I'll give
understand.
another final pre-trial date and should be able to hopefully set it for a jury trial on that date. So.
Okay.
We'll come back on. We'll do, doesn't matter.
What are we doing?
She wants a jury trial.
Tuesday.
We'll do, January 17th at, 8:35.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. DuBose, please record that date. I will see you in the breakout room so I can get other information from you, okay?
January 17th at 8:35.
And Mr. DuBose, you can tap your screen and rejoin your breakout room, and Mr. Bachman will be in there momentarily. You can go back in breakout room 3.
Should I press join?
It should say rejoin. This is breakout room 3. That's all right. Okay, you got it.
People versus Walter Ragland, ticket number B123-78121, count 1, no dog license, and ticket number B123-78221, count 1, fail to vaccinate dog against rabies or produce proof of vaccination, and then ticket number B123-783, I think that's the same ticket. No, it's not. 321, count 1 dogs at large. Good morning, please say your names for the record, starting with Attorney Bachman.
And please support Harry Bachman for the defendant. Sir, state your name, please.
Walter Ragland.
Your Honor, we're here for arraignment, so for that purpose, we will waive a formal reading and stand mute, but we're going to plead guilty pursuant to the recommendation.
All right, raise your right hand, Mr. Ragland. Do you swear or affirm to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, you can put your hand down. You've had an opportunity to speak to Mr. Baughman in private about your case and your rights.
Yes.
Has anyone threatened you, forced you, or promised you anything of value in exchange for your guilty plea today?
No.
You're pleading of your own free will?
Yes.
You're pleading guilty because you're actually guilty?
No.
Did you hear the question, sir?
She said that was I pleading guilty because I was guilty?
Right.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do I have this wrong? Are we asking for a pretrial, sir?
Yes, I misunderstood when we talked individually.
Understand. So you changed your mind since we talked.
Yes, I do have proof that I had vaccinations
Okay.
and licensing.
Well, why don't we ask for a recall of that case then, please, Your Honor? I'm sorry.
I am sorry as well.
Okay, it's okay.
Mr. Ragland, could you rejoin your breakout room, please?
Okay.
And have your paperwork ready showing your proofs to the attorney.
Okay.
Versus Charles Reed, ticket number SP 1195630, count 1, improper place, count 2, drive while license suspended. Good morning, please say your names for the record, starting with Attorney Baughman.
Good morning, Your Honor. Harry Baughman on behalf of the defendant. Sir, state your name for the record.
Charles Reed. Charles Reed.
I'm not sure if the court read onto the record. There were a couple of cases that I noticed were in warrant status that weren't on the docket. Those cases are SP 125-45061 and SP 125-45062. Driving while license suspended and no insurance, respectively, Your Honor. That's that since the defendant appears in person, that the court accepted a waiver of arraignment for the defendant on for those purposes, and I believe they're to be incorporated in the defendant's plea arrangement here. He's going to plead guilty.
It indicates this one, the ticket that's on the docket. Let me ask Ms. Horn. Ms. Horn?
And I'm sorry to be presumptuous with respect to Ms. Horn, but I do have the defendant does appear today with valid license and insurance.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor. And what client are we speaking of, Mr. Baughman?
This is Charles Reed.
Are you sure his license is valid? Because he's charged with driving while license suspended.
Understood, Your Honor. I took a look at it. I think it was just recently issued.
Ms. Horn, would you like for us to pull up his driver's license?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Yeah, the license was issued on April 7th of 2022.
Ms. Horn, it indicates that it is in fact valid.
Okay, Your Honor, the people will move for dismissal.
Thank you, Ms. Horn. Thank the court.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Baughman. Thank you,
You're
Judge.
welcome.
All right, with that, Mr. Baughman, do you stipulate the probable cause?
Stipulate the probable cause as to any matters being dismissed on behalf of the defendant. I would also indicate that he is entering into a plea today pursuant to the recommendation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Raise your right hand, Mr. Reed. Do you swear or affirm to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
You could put your hand down. You've had an opportunity to speak to Mr. Bachman in private about your case and your right.
Yes.
Has anyone threatened you, forced you, or promised you anything of value in exchange for your guilty plea today?
No.
You're pleading of your own free will.
Yes.
You're pleading guilty because you're actually guilty.
Yes.
You understand that by pleading guilty, you're waiving your right to trial.
Yes.
Knowing that you're waiving your right to trial, you still wish to continue your guilty plea.
Yes.
I want to direct your attention to June 4, 2021 at 10:24 a.m. On that date and time, were you at near or at Evergreen and Kendall in the city of Detroit?
Yes.
Were you driving a 2011 Dodge vehicle?
Yes.
Do you have a proper plates on that vehicle?
No.
Your plates were proper?
Did you say that again?
Or did you have improper plates on that vehicle?
Oh, yes.
All right, you're satisfied, Mr. Bachman?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you.
The court is also satisfied the factual basis. We'll accept the admission to improper place. We'll proceed to sentencing. There's going to be a $200 fine, Mr. Reed. Can you have that fine paid by? I think the 9th of November.
You said November what?
9th.
I didn't hear what you said.
November 9th. Can you have it paid by then?
Yes.
Just make sure. I'm trying to do 30 days. Yeah, November 9th. All right. Did you have any questions?
Yes. It said I got another court date with you, but I don't know if it's for this or something else.
And we've dismissed, the court will dismiss the remaining tickets without prejudice. If you have any other tickets, I think they're all taken care of because we've dismissed everything.
I did the research, Your Honor. I believe that's everything. I looked into it.
Mr. Ross, you making too much noise, Mr. Ross.
Mr. Reed, I think you're all set, sir. I believe we've got rid of everything else.
I couldn't hear you.
I think you're all set because we've gotten rid of everything else, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. This is the people versus Michael Raeigen. Ticket number P130136, I'm sorry. Yeah, P301364, count 1, blockade, moving lane of traffic. And then count 2, ticket number, I'm sorry, spread that. Ticket number P130159, count solicitation, receiving, and admitting. Good morning, please say your names for the record, starting with Attorney Bachman.
Good morning, Your Honor. Harry Bachman on behalf of the defendant. Sir, state your name, please.
Good morning. This is Michael Raeigen.
Your Honor, we're here for the purpose of final pretrial, I presume, because the defendant is continuing with his request for a jury trial in this case. I did get a chance to speak to him. He is continuing to ask for a trial as there's a material issue of fact. I also was particular about this particular defendant because I spoke to him about the mandatory minimum in this case, Your Honor. I believe it's a 45-day mandatory minimum. I wanted to make the record to make sure that he knows that. And we acknowledge that for the record and that we're continuing to ask for a trial date. I have under my notes that you're willing to waive your right to a jury trial today. Is that correct, Mr. Raeigen?
Well, as we discussed, you said that jury trials are just not happening.
Yes.
Due to the COVID. So if we do a jury trial, it may never happen. The issue may never get resolved.
That's not true. It's just we aren't sure when we're going to be able to, under COVID protocol, conduct a jury trial. So
I just lost you.
Do you want to waive that right today, or do you want to set it for a prospective date when we can see if we can give you a jury trial, sir?
Well, I mean, if we can get it resolved with the regular trial, I guess we did talk about that.
Yeah, we talked about this.
And you said that, it'd be all right.
Don't go back over what we talked about. Just make a decision.
Okay, so, all right, we will do the regular trial. That's fine.
That's a non-jury trial. You're waiving your right to a jury trial. Is that right?
Well, it seems like the thing to do if I ever want this resolved.
It's very important that you're unequivocal about this, sir. You have to make this decision and you have to be clear about what decision you're making.
Get up, Mr. Ruff.
Okay, let's just do the trial.
What kind of trial? Jury
The
trial?
bench trial.
Okay, a bench trial, Your Honor. Please and thank you.
Right.
Sorry for us to ruminate over that again. We talked
I'm
about
sorry, you know.
Okay.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or, raise your right hand, Mr. Rager? Oh, I see. Do you swear? or
Yeah,
affirm-
there's a top view, sorry.
That's okay. Do you swear or affirm to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes,
You can put your hand down. Do you understand you have the right to a jury trial?
yes,
Has anyone threatened you? Has anyone forced you, threatened you, or promised you anything of value to waive your right to a jury trial?
no,
You understand that by having a bench trial, the court will be the fact finder?
yes,
Okay, so the court is going to continue your not guilty plea, set up for a bench trial for November 18th at 9 o'clock.
okay.
All right, you are all set, sir.
All right, thank you, Your Honor. Thank
You're
you.
welcome. Okay, this is the People versus Charles Ross, ticket number.
Yes, ma'am.
Ticket number SP 1261439. Count 1, drive unregistered or entitled vehicle, and count 2, improper plates. Good morning, please say your names for the record, starting with Attorney Boffman.
Good morning, Your Honor. Harry Boffman on behalf of the defendant. Mr. Ross, state your full name for the record.
Charles Leonard Ross.
Thank you. Here for arraignment, Judge, we're going to plead not guilty for that purpose and asking again for a pretrial.
All right, we'll set this for a pretrial November 18th at 9 o'clock.
Thank you, Your Honor. The defendant understands if he comes back with those compliance documents, the prosecutor will take a good look at those and hopefully get these cases dismissed. Okay, Mr. Ross?
Yes, sir.
You're all set.
Now, you're also going to have to get familiar with Zoom or have somebody help you with a camera phone for next time, okay?
Okay, sir.
All right.
Hold on 1 second. Are you ready on Mr. Ruff?
Ready?
Unmute your device, Mr. Ruff.
Oh, this is another compliance case, Your Honor. I'm sorry. Let me find out if,
What are you doing to set up for a pretrial?
no, he sent me the documents. One moment, please.
Rough, he said.
Ruff, yeah, Brandon.
Mr. Ruff,
Yes, sir.
you sent me a document. Can you, without saying your complete phone number, tell me what are the last 4 digits of your phone number?
4550.
Thank you, sir. Okay.
Checking that person in, so I would have 45.
Oh,
Squad of rain, see, right?
so far.
So, I'm just trying-
I'm sorry. I think I missed something. I was handling a phone call. Very sorry about that.
So I just sent to your attention, Ms. Horn, the proof of insurance for Mr. Brandon Ruff.
Okay.
The,
Let me see, where's my,
that's effective on October 4th of this year until
okay.
for 6 months.
And is he set for what, show cause today? Yeah. Okay, so the people will move to dismiss.
Thank you kindly.
His license though, is that valid?
Mr. Ruff, I didn't know we had a driver's license issue.
Is it? No, oh, it's only one.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Mr. Ruff. There's also a Chardonnay Ruff right up under him. So yes, the people will move to dismiss for valid documentation on the insurance charge.
Brandon Ruff, ticket number SP 1347258, count 1, no insurance misdemeanor. Good morning, please state your names for the record, starting with Attorney Boston.
Good morning, Harry Baughman for the defendant. State your name in full, sir.
Brandon Avery Ruff.
Thank you. Your Honor, the defendant presents today with valid documents. We forwarded those to the prosecutor. There is an agreement to dismiss the instant case. With your permission, we would stipulate that probable cause for that. Thank you.
All right, this matter is dismissed without prejudice, and you are all set.
I can barely hear the judge.
Are we ready on Travis Dantzler?
You're all set, Mr. Ruff.
Okay, thank you.
No, Mr. Dancer just joined
He's
the
late.
hearing at 10:35.
Okay.
Ms. Horn, can we do room 1?